Feeling insecure or struggling with self-doubt? Don't worry, you're not alone. When it comes to confidence, it's a tricky thing. I want to share some tips that I've learned or I'm learning along the way to boost my confidence. My name is Vergia Davidson. I'm a mental health consultant. I help managers to keep top performers happy at work. Welcome to Strive Effect. Let's talk about it. So growing up, I struggled a lot with self-confidence, and it wasn't that I had no confidence at all, but it was just hard to see myself beyond the self-doubt or the fear or the anxiety. And I had to learn pretty quickly that it was really about mindset. We don't really see behind the scenes, but very quickly I learned it was about mindset. It was that power to say, you know what, I'm willing to try. And having that attitude, it made the world of a difference. So the first lesson I learned is beware of comparison. Comparison could be a killjoy. I can remember so many times I'm on Instagram and I see different places and they look so beautiful. And I go and I'm like, is this the same place? And it's the same thing when we compare ourselves with another person's journey. What I've learned is when we do that, we're robbing ourselves of appreciating where we are. We're robbing ourselves of appreciating the journey, and oftentimes we will always feel like we don't measure up. And this robs away from our positivity, our ability to feel like we can do things, and most likely we just probably won't. The second tip is establishing clear and healthy boundaries. Boundaries are so important. It is the lines that define us. We can't have our boundaries so firm that others can't come in, or we can't have it so high that others don't even have the opportunity to see beyond the wall. It's really important that in times that we need protection, we put up our boundaries, and the times that we don't, and we can be ourselves, we can let people in. But saying no is a powerful tool. You can't say yes to everything, because if you say yes to everything, you're saying no to the things that you can actually put your attention to that can really thrive and it can really grow. So I would say be mindful of where you put your energy. I'm not saying don't help others, but I'm saying be mindful of how much energy you have and what would be most beneficial. And that's a lesson I've learned along the way. It's not an easy lesson, because when you start to say no, your fear of disappointing someone might come up. Your fear of not looking, like the person that has it all together, or whatever it might be. Those fears might come to the surface, but that's a good thing, because then you can learn to deal with it and stand in confidence. The third tip is nourish your body in what you eat, but then also being active. Don't forget about movement. So get to know your own pattern, because this can be really helpful when it comes to your health. The fourth tip is surround yourself with positivity. I've seen countless clients struggle with anxiety, self-esteem, depression, and the list goes on and on. But regardless of the clientele or the why they're here, I'm always advocating for them to surround themselves with people that support them, people that are able to gently share the truth, but also be able to encourage them to keep on going. I've had clients where they're like, well, I don't have a bunch of friends, I don't have a community, I don't have this. But the good news is it just takes one person. It takes one person for you to feel comfortable with, for you to practice your self-confidence, to share your ideas, to share what is needed to help you unlock the next level. I encourage you today to reach out to that friend, reach out to that family member, or reach out to that professional or whoever it might be in your life. I'm telling you, this could be a game changer. The fifth tip I'll share is challenge your negative thoughts. You often hear me talk about this in a lot of our videos, but the important thing to remember is mindset is everything. If you believe you can't do it, you've actually failed before you even started. So it's so important when it comes to what you say to yourself, be a cheerleader. So I want to share a personal story. So I was the type of person that I often panicked really quickly. I would share what's going on and I would just kind of regurgitate information. I would hope that the other person I'm sharing it with can kind of make sense of it and then give it back to me. And it was pointed out to me that, what do you believe? And I'm like, huh? But this is so important, because if you don't understand what you believe, when it comes to the negativity, it's easy to believe it. So ask yourself, what do you believe in this situation? What is truth? What is not truth? This is really important, because when the negative thoughts come in of, I can't do it, nobody's gonna like me, or I shouldn't go after that business opportunity because I just don't have money, or I just don't have wit, I don't have this, etc., etc. Before you believe that, I want you to remember your why. Okay, what do I believe? Why do I believe it? Why is this important to me? Because this can help you combat those negative thoughts. And the last tip I'll share is that fake it till you make it thing. I know we often hear that phrase. I'm not 100% convinced of this phrase, but I like elements of this phrase. So I would say it's really important to, one, understand your why, but in addition, I would say if you're working on the issue, take many steps to move forward. So it's not that you're fully faking it. Let's say if I'm working on my confidence and my ability to even like the way I look or the way I talk. Yes, we can feel like moments of I don't like this, but what's that one thing? If I'm working on that, I would look at what's that one thing that I'm confident about or I really like. And then imagine yourself, what would it be like if I actually liked this about myself? And then walking in that or practicing that. That is more helpful than just pretending and ignoring, because other people can kind of see through that. So as long as you're working on that thing, it doesn't mean you have to have it all together. But as long as you work, you can definitely take the steps to succeed. I hope these tips were helpful. Be sure to like and hit that subscribe button. Until next time.